currently 12:02 in the morning, and I'm supposed to be in bed at 10:30 because I have to get up for work early. But I was just taking a shower. I had some really interesting thoughts about friggin' simulation theory. So why not? So I'm not going to go into simulation theory. I haven't done a ton of research on it. It's just something I listen to videos and audiobooks and stuff on, among lots of other things, while I'm at work or doing chores or whatever. So my thought was, and I'm sure, oh my gosh, I'm sure so many people have thought of this before, but I thought of it and it blew my mind. So, okay. We think of, like, let's pretend for a second, hypothetically, that we're living in a simulation. So my initial thought was, wouldn't the people or entities or whatever who are running this simulation, and in my mind I'm thinking of it as like a game scenario, like The Sims or something like that, I was like, wouldn't that mean that all of our lives would be super great? Because wouldn't the entities or whatever want their game to have a happy ending? Because isn't that what people like? And thinking that we're like similar to them because that's the kind of situation that I'm thinking of. But then I started to realize, like, probably not. If you think about The Sims as an example of this, The Sims, like, I watch people play The Sims, I play The Sims, my characters always have happy endings. But the things that I really enjoy watching are people that just either destroy their Sims' lives or make them have, like, 1 million babies, or do the, like, Rags to Riches challenge where they destroy their lives and then have to build it up from scratch, or the one, like, Lil Simsy does this one where she destroys somebody's life. I don't even remember who that was, but one of the, like, default characters in the game, I don't play a ton of Sims, I don't even remember who this person was, but one of the default characters in the game that she just hated for some reason, so she just decided to destroy her life and just ruined everything. Or one of her other things is, like, she spins a wheel to decide things, and there's, like, death on the wheel and break up with so-and-so for no reason and all of this drama, and, like, her characters end up having these horribly turbulent lives, and it just made me realize, like, we could very well be living in a simulation where the people who run it hate us. They don't hate us, but they're enjoying destroying everything. They're enjoying the drama of what's happening. Which was just a really interesting perspective to have. And then I started thinking, like, if I were to run my life like a simulation, if I were to think of, if I wanted my sim, let's say, to have a really successful life, what would I have them do? Step 1, I would make sure that they were in a good mood when they went to work. So I would make sure that they got up early enough to take care of all of their needs before they left, and went to bed early enough to get a full night's rest. Because when you send your sim to work on an empty stomach or with not very much sleep, they're in a terrible mood and they do really badly at work, and then they don't succeed. They don't bring home a bunch of money, and they don't get promoted and all that stuff. And I know that there are a ton more variables in real life than there are in The Sims, but it's just interesting. Speaking of variables in The Sims versus our real lives, I was thinking about like the difference between if there was an entity creatures, whatever you want to call them, that were running this world as a simulation, this universe as a simulation, how that would look. Because if you think about our own simulations that we run on computers, and like my only experience is simulation games, so we're going to go back to The Sims or like Planet Zoo or anything else really like that, where you're running a 3D simulation but it's in 2D space. So you've got the appearance of it being 3D, but it's not, it's just on a flat screen in front of you. And I'm kind of thinking of our 3D space as like a simulation of 4-dimensional reality. Friggin' showers, man. I normally listen to audiobooks or something in the shower, but when I don't, I have all of these crazy thoughts that you now get to enjoy. Anyway, I'm gonna attempt to go to sleep. I'm not sleepy at all. I actually ended up taking a nap earlier on accident. Anyway, good night.